Good evening, and welcome back to the Shadows of Drakkenheim. My name is Monty Martin, and this is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Wilhelm von Kessel, the human swashbuckler rogue, and we're joined today by our good friends
Jill Denitis playing Rudy Whitaker, the Shifter Eldritch Knight.
And Joe O'Gorman playing Wrath, the Aasimar Warlock.
Thank you for joining us once again. If you are just tuning in for the very first time, welcome. We are the Dungeon Dudes, and Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday and every other Tuesday on our YouTube channel, where we cover everything D&D, including advice for players and guides for Dungeon Masters. Be sure to check us out at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
You can also join us live on Tuesday nights when we record the campaign on Twitch. You can check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch the video episodes of the show on YouTube, and you can check us out on podcasts as well. So we're available as a podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify.
With that, let us return to the shadows.
Drakkenheim is no more. For 15 years, we foolishly believed the madness and mayhem of that crumbling city was confined to the ruins. We were wrong. Insidious horrors have crept out of the shadow of Drakkenheim into a world unprepared for such nightmares. Tales of strange magic, swirling haze, and unspeakable terrors echo through the villages and towns surrounding that accursed place. Now, the Dusk Wardens, a new band of heroes, are tasked with driving out the seeping tendrils of the spreading darkness before it takes root.
Welcome back to the Shadows of Drakkenheim. When last we left our heroes, they had successfully negotiated their brief release from the clutches of the Steelfang werewolf mercenaries in order to go seek out the druids of Maliki, purported to know the cure to the werewolf curse. Our heroes' objective now is to seek out these druids' assistance so that they can ultimately secure the alliance of the leader of the Steelfangs in their strike against the Countess Constance Kleinkessel, who holds the ancestral seat of Kesselholm. Their investigations continuing forward as they travel across the southern banks of Lake Dray towards the purported location of the shrine, and our heroes arrived at the tail end of last session at the Shrine of Malayki. Now, the Shrine of Malayki is just opposite the Shrine of Cromac on the other side of Lake Dray, almost as if the two themselves are positioned as if the opposite phases of the moon across the lake. The Shrine of Malayki lies atop a rocky crag from which a waterfall descends, a small tributary river coming from the mountains in the distance, flowing down and ending here and flowing into Lake Dray. Atop this rocky precipice, the shrine composes of several great standing stones, all carved with intricate druidic runes, markings of the crescent moon, sigils representing unicorns and various fey creatures, and also kind of this notion of a very thin balance. At the center of the shrine is a great tree. Though ostensibly perhaps the size of a great oak, it is rather unlike any tree that you have seen before, and it bears strange fruit that glows in the evening light. Set before this tree is an altar and a brazier, and though the tree itself and through its boughs the fruits growing off of it illuminate kind of the soft cyan light, the flames in the flames of the shrine itself are this greenish flame. And as you come upon the shrine, there's not a soul in sight. As dusk descends, and as you approach the shrine, you can hear the howling of wolves in the distance.
I howl back at them. Oh!
Don't instigate them.
I can't help it. It's what I do. It's a calling. As long as Wrath doesn't start doing it, then we'd be worried.
Raph, moon's out. You still have a few days left. Feeling anything?
I am concerned.
Is concerned a byproduct of lycanthropy?
I mean, no. But it could be, him and lycanthropy. You never know.
The Shrine of Malayki, the wolves, were they known to come near it? Or did Chromac maybe follow us?
Perhaps with them being two sides of the same moon, it's two variations on wolves. I'm speculating.
A wolf in wolf's clothing.
Ah.
You never know. Might be trying to protect potentially his new servant going forward.
Either way, be on your guard. These wolf howls are not too far off, and we're in a dangerous spot. Again, this place feels rather thin. We may want to be careful not to slip into the Fey realms, for we could get lost there.
Agreed.
There is a small stone bridge, a single arch without even a railing, that stretches across the thin river that picks up its pace as it tumbles over the edge of the precipice into the waters below, that leads into the shrine proper.
So we're on one side of the... And
yeah,
there's a
so you'd have to
bridge.
cross the river, then cross the bridge or the water. There's several lanterns that are also hung about beside the various the various standing stones, and it looks like, Wilhelm, you just catch there might be a makeshift wooden railing along the edge of the cliff on the other side of the river.
Well, with the fear of slipping into the Fey realms, I suggest we use caution. Perhaps, if one of us is brave enough to cross this bridge, they might hold the end of a rope and the others will hold the other end, just in case.
I'll go.
Oh, good.
I'll go and hold the rope. Just in case y'all fall, I can at least pick you up.
Are you sure? I would go.
Oh, I know, but I'll do it. Don't worry.
You can hold the rope, Rudy.
Oh, as you go?
Yeah.
Just in case you fall first. But then how are you going to hold the rope if I fall the second time?
Well, I was thinking I will wrap the rope around me, and Bruce will be my lantern to the thin place, and he will tell me if we get too close.
That's a good idea. All right.
Will you, Bruce? Will you guide us to rid this Chromax disease from me?
Bruce just purrs.
I think that's a Bruce.
Good sign.
This is Bruce.
Very well. Your cat purring is a good sign. Let me just fasten a rope around you.
Yep, just tie it around.
All right, and there you go, the other end. Well, good luck.
See ya.
And I nudge you towards the bridge.
And I'm gonna hold Bruce. If he will rather walk, he can walk ahead. And I'm hoping Bruce will guide me away from any thin spots.
Okay. As you cross the bridge, give me a perception check.
As cock die. 19.
The thick roots of the great tree here are moving slightly, and you see them, several of them, snaking their way along the ground as if they are about to entangle you.
I turn around and I head back
Okay.
across the bridge.
Roll for initiative.
Wrath, what are you doing? We sent to cross the bridge.
Oh, no.
Just Wrath. Just Wrath
Oh, okay.
Oh.
for now.
11.
11? Okay.
Rolled a 20.
I rolled a 1.
I try.
You've seen the danger in time, but it beat you on initiative. The vines come right up and begin wrapping themselves around your legs and entangling you. You can give me a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Wrath, watch out!
I see it. 21.
My apologies. It's a strength saving throw, but I think you're still fine.
19.
Okay. You manage to rip yourself out of the vines as they come up to you, and you hear a voice call out to you as you begin to run. The voice comes out. Defiler! How dare you enter into the Shrine of Malayki? Cursed of Cromac, you are not welcome here.
And then I get on the other side
Voice
of...
came from the tree.
I run to the other side of the bridge, and I calmly take off the rope, and I start to tie it around Wilhelm.
And then
I go, good luck!
and he nudges me forward.
Did we hear the voice?
Yeah.
You're the only one that doesn't have werewolf in you, so...
We have already addressed this with the trees prior. We talked to them. We explained the situation. Do we need to re-explain it to you, or can you ask them? I'm sorry, I'm a little unaware of how trees communicate. Would you like us to reiterate what we said to the other trees, or I'm not a werewolf.
Make your persuasion.
When I push, well, I want to give him guidance. I go,
Okay.
You do it.
Guidance means
you go.
an additional D4. Well, that's good. I'm going to use a luck point.
Okay.
$21.
As you cross the bridge and speak the words, the vines spin into the form of a lithe, androgynous humanoid with skin of bark and plant matter. And the creature